Yesterday we had this entrance card that when you came in you did, and you had to take the points that were given, 0, 0, and 3, 2, so I went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then using a ruler, I drew a line here, and then I said make a square. And then I walked around and I told all of you to go ahead and make a square, and then I walked around to see if you actually made a square, and I saw a lot of you turn your paper, so you went ahead and turned it at 90 degrees, and you counted up 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, because you knew that was the same slope as the original line. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, so then you turned your paper 90 degrees, and you counted up 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then you drew a line. So you're going to do more of the same today. Let me count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you ended up getting a square that looked like this. That's not a very good square, but that's the idea. So you got a square that looked like this. This is a tilted square, and you're going to see they're going to talk about in the investigation an upright square. So when I look at these two squares, this is considered an upright square, this is considered a tilted square. Then they're going to ask you to find the area of those squares. When you find the area of this one, it's pretty easy, right? Because you just count the boxes. And you end up with 16, right? 4 times 4. So this had an area of 16. This one is a little harder. This is just like the shapes that you did yesterday. So to do something like this, you might consider either boxing the whole thing in and then finding the area of the whole space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5, and subtracting out the whites parts, right? And we did that by saying, okay, so I wish I had a pencil so I can erase it. So when we did this, you could box it in, and then you can go ahead and find the white space by drawing a rectangle here. This rectangle has an area of 6, so this white space, is 3. And then this one will be the same. If I made a rectangle, this rectangle is an area of 6. Half of that is 3. Same thing here and here. So I'm going to take 25 and I can take away 12. And what will that leave me? Any guesses, guys? 13. Thank you. I heard it. I grabbed it. So this rectangle, this square, which almost looks the same size as that one, actually has an area of 13. This one's definitely easier to find. The other way we found area was to say, just find all the pieces. When I did a tilted square, you went ahead and you created the box here, and you said this has an area of 6, so half of that is 3. Then you made another box and said this rectangle has an area of 6, so half of that is 3. You made another box, kind of like a pinwheel it looks like to me. This has an area of 6, so half of that is 3. This has an area of 6, so half of that is 3. And I actually, when I drew this rectangle, I went from one corner to the other, which gave me half of the rectangle, and then I just continued to make the rectangle. Then I counted the area of each rectangle, cut it in half, and got 3, and then there was 1 in the middle. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 13. So you can find the area of a tilted square both ways that I just showed you. Box it in and then subtract out the white parts, or just figure out how much each part of the rectangle, each part of the square is, and then add them all up. But this one is easier. So what you're going to do in today's investigation is very similar to this. You're going to create squares, tilted and upright, and you're going to find the area of those. And then we're going to talk about the side length. So let's take a